Horses stand for power, speed, and freedom. Statues honor them. Flags and sports teams borrow their grace. Yet another story unfolds behind quiet farm gates. Some countries raise horses for meat. Stores sell it as a lean source of protein. Chefs praise a clean taste. Supporters call it heritage and trade. Critics call it cruel. Activists push for bans. Farmers defend their work and care. Why does horse meat hold steady in some markets, while it triggers outrage in others? Who sets the rules on welfare, transport, and food safety? We open the barn door. We walk past the pasture. We follow the supply chain. No shots, no gore, only facts, voices, and lived practice. Stay with me while we unpack a market that few people see yet many debates. For thousands of years, people worked with horses. Fields, roads, wars, sport. In many places, horses moved grain, wood, and people. As tractors took over, roles changed. Some regions kept a tradition of horse meat. Parts of Europe, parts of Latin America, parts of Asia, and parts of Central Asia eat it. One family calls it a staple. Another family calls it taboo. Culture sets the frame. So does price, supply, and law. Demand rises in pockets where buyers value lean meat. Some diners want low fat and high iron. Some chefs want a mild, sweet note, quick sear, and a tender bite. You find fresh cuts in specialty shops. You find cured styles in niche delis. Menus show trust in traceable sources. Labels state origin, breed, and cut. The market stays small next to beef or pork, yet it holds a loyal base. Some consumers choose horse meat because the macro profile looks efficient. Gram for gram, it offers high protein, modest fat, and useful iron and B vitamins, which is why athletes in certain regions add it after hard sessions, and dieters see it as a lean option for structured plans. Home cooks also like how thin slices take a quick sear on a hot pan, while a simple marinade with salt and herbs adds depth without long prep. Critics counter that other lean meats can meet the same nutrition targets, and that ethics should guide the final choice, pointing to the human bond with horses, which sets up a clear tension between a practical nutrition case and a moral concern that weighs heavily for many people. On responsible farms, the day begins in the pasture with fresh grass or quality hay as the base ration, plus oats or barley when extra energy is needed. Clean water stands ready in refreshed troughs, while salt blocks and balanced minerals support hooves, joints, and bone. A veterinarian sets age-specific plans. The farrier trims on schedule, and grooming maintains coat health, with bathing used sparingly so natural oils stay intact. Shade roofs and misters ease heat in warm zones, and windbreaks with dry bedding reduce cold stress in winter. Space and calm handling reduce anxiety, so paddocks allow sight lines to other horses. Handlers use steady voices and clear cues, and fitness work stays measured with walkers or treadmills in poor weather. Enrichment, such as slow feeders, toys, and turnout with a compatible buddy keeps minds engaged, which lowers stress and supports steady growth and soundness. On a modern horse farm, every choice ties to math and welfare. Breeds match land, climate, and feed price. Fast growers add lean muscle. Hardy lines cope with rough weather. Growth curves set weaning, pasture rotation, and the target age for harvest. Margins stay tight as feed, vet care, land tax, and labor press in, while dry spells lift hay costs, and new rules can reroute trucks. Many farms hedge risk with sport foal sales, boarding, or small ecotourism. Traceability anchors each sale. Tags, microchips, and full records follow every handoff. Papers, permits, health checks, and drug withdrawal times apply. Transport limits hours and requires rest, water, safe ramps, and calm stock handling. Labs test for residues. So plants demand clean histories, humane practice, wider camera coverage, and third-party audits. Ethics split views, yet a broad middle agrees on higher welfare, honest labels, full traceability, and kinder, shorter routes. When records stay tight and care stays high, public trust grows. Thank you for staying till the end. You saw the care on good farms. You heard the ethical case on both sides. You learned how rules shape daily work. Now tell me your view in the comments. Should this market continue under stricter rules, or should it end? Your voice can drive better welfare, better labels, and better choices. Like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives that treat hard topics with care and clarity. Australia's red heart bakes under a brutal sun, while nimble herds sweep over thorny hills. Those goats do something wild. They turn dry scrub that cattle refuse into meat and milk that travel to the world's best kitchens. In a global hunt for sustainable protein, this tough little animal checks every box. Lean meat, rich milk, low input, high adaptability. Helicopters and dogs round them up one week. Stainless steel dairies spin out premium cheeses the next. A country that makes a tiny slice of the world's goat meat somehow tops exports. And dairy makers push goat milk into products worth hundreds of dollars per kilogram. By the end of this video, you will see why goats thrive where others fail, how simple systems scale across deserts and barns, and how this humble species grew into a quiet engine of global agriculture. Welcome to Oddity Farming. Let's go! Each year, mustering crews ride quads, run dogs, and even lift off in choppers to guide more than 1 million animals toward holding yards and processors. This style, rangeland harvesting, runs on skill rather than heavy infrastructure. It gives many landholders a steady check with low ongoing costs. Muster cleanly, hold briefly, truck efficiently. Not every producer keeps it wild. A rising group shifts goats into controlled barns. Temperature, airflow, bedding, and nutrition sit on dials and dashboards. These farms aim for higher milk yields, steadier carcass weights, and consistent quality all year. Between open range and climate-managed barns, goats show a rare split talent. Survive hard country with little help or perform like clockwork under careful routines. That dual strength, resilience plus precision, fits the future of food. Health starts with a good environment. Goats feel best in mild conditions. Think mid-teens to mid-20s Celsius, with moderate humidity. Hot months demand shade and constant water, or heat stress creeps in. Cold snaps call for dry bedding and draft-free shelter to keep ears and udders safe. Small swings in climate change growth and milk curves, so farmers watch thermometers as closely as feed bins. Diet stays simple but smart. An adult goat eats a couple of pounds of feed a day, usually hay as the backbone, grains for energy, and oilseeds or legumes for extra punch. Many farms offer roughage twice daily, and cereals in a single morning feed. Kids shift off milk at 6 to 8 weeks, and dairy does hit full stride around 1.5 years. Unlike sheep or cattle that lean on grasses, goats browse. Shrubs, weeds, and rough plants that others ignore turn into protein in a goat's gut. That appetite spreads risk when feed prices swing. Movement matters. Good managers open gates for daily exercise, often in cool hours after sunrise or before dusk. Sunlight, room to wander, and clean air keep legs strong and stress low. Add those basics, balanced feed, fresh water, outdoor time, and you get hardy animals that keep producing through heat, wind, and lean pasture. Milk starts soon after kidding. With calm handling and clean routines, a doe settles into a rhythm that lasts many months. On small farms, semi-automatic units line up a couple dozen animals at once, each teat clean, each cluster attached with care. Big dairies scale the same idea with rotary platforms that turn like a slow carousel. Goats step on, udders get sanitized, cups click into place, and cool white milk slides through sterile lines into chilled tanks. By the time the circle completes, the next group stands ready. Hygiene is the quiet hero here. Quick cooling and fine filtration protect flavor and safety. From tank to treasure, milk takes a precise path. First, it passes through filters to lift out any stray solids. Gentle heat comes next, then rennet to set the curd. The white mass splits into curds and golden whey. Knives or wires cut curds to release moisture. Warm the vat, stir softly, and pour the curds into molds. Salt enters, sometimes rubbed across a rind, sometimes mixed inside, to draw out water and build flavor. Young cheeses can be ready within weeks. Others wait and deepen. Beyond cheese, makers spin milk into yogurt, cultured butter, and smooth ice cream. On the market side, goat cheeses add up to millions of tons a year, with Europe and North America leading the fancy end. Some wheels command prices in the hundreds per kilogram because of craft, aging, and demand. The meat chain runs with its own logic. When goats arrive at modern plants, they rest to lower stress, which protects tenderness. The line that follows looks a lot like sheep processing but scaled to a smaller frame. Humane stunning, precise bleeding, careful skinning, and clean evisceration all happen under strict rules. Every carcass gets washed, trimmed, inspected, and chilled. Here is the twist. Instead of slicing into mini cuts, Australian exporters mostly freeze and ship whole carcasses. That simple choice locks in shelf life, reduces handling costs, and keeps quality steady during long voyages. Boxes head out of regional hubs toward major buyers in the United States, East Asia, the Middle East, and beyond. A tiny production share becomes a huge export footprint because logistics and consistency are dialed in. Economics tells the same story. Australia raises a few goats, but ships a big share of exports, over 1 million head a year. That trade brings millions, and prices stay firm. Age or sex affects value far less than in cattle or sheep, so deals face fewer shocks. On dairy, goats add a slice to the global milk pool. A liter at the farm gate gains once it becomes cheese, powder, yogurt, or specialty drinks. By region, goat meat wins in the US, the Middle East, and East Asia, while Europe and North America grow the dairy side. That spread lowers risk and supports a mix of products. Headwinds remain: drought, fences, browse pressure, culture gaps. Better grazing, tighter pens, and simple marketing narrow them. Demand rises, climate's warm, goats deliver. If this opens your eyes, tap like so the story spreads. Subscribe to Oddity Farming and ring the bell for more smart, simple looks at how the world grows dinner. Drop a comment. Which goat product wins the future for you? Meat, milk, or cheese? Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one. What if I told you that behind some of the world's most luxurious handbags, powerful medicines, and gourmet dishes is one of the world's most feared creatures? In Indonesia, a surprising transformation is happening. Snakes, once seen as killers, are now the backbone of a multi-million-dollar industry. Yes, venomous snakes. They're being raised, harvested, and turned into products worth thousands of dollars. From fashion runways in Paris to pharmacies in New York, the impact of these reptiles is massive. But how did something so feared become so valuable? And is this transformation ethical or dangerous? Today, we uncover the mind-blowing truth about Indonesia's booming snake farming industry. And it's far more fascinating than you think. In Indonesia, snake farming looks nothing like you'd expect. Forget jungle traps or chaotic cages. This is controlled, scientific, and precise. Each snake lives in its own brick room. Yes, a room designed to match how they naturally live alone in the wild. These small chambers stay cool, dark, and tightly sealed, making sure the snakes don't escape or stress out. Feeding is carefully handled. Some snakes eat frogs. Others get raw chicken or mice. Farmers never use their hands, only long tongs, because one wrong move could mean a deadly bite. Even the temperature and humidity are managed with care, mimicking the snake's natural environment. It's a mix of safety, science, and smart farming. Working with venomous snakes isn't easy. Every task, from moving them to extracting venom, requires serious training. Farmers use face shields, bite-proof gloves, and snake hooks. These aren't regular farmhands. They're snake handling professionals. During mating season, male and female snakes are introduced in a controlled space. Once eggs are laid, they're carefully moved to separate incubators. The newborns? Raised with the same strict hygiene and safety rules as the adults. Everything is recorded: what the snakes eat, how much venom they produce, their health status. Nothing is left to guesswork. Government officers regularly inspect these farms to make sure all safety and animal care rules are followed. Now here's where things get wild. The real money in snake farming? It's in their venom. Known as liquid gold. Snake venom is collected by having the snake bite into a glass jar covered with a soft membrane. It sounds risky, and it is. Only trained handlers do this. And each time, they get just a few drops. But those drops? They can be worth hundreds of dollars. Venom isn't only used for treating snake bites. Scientists are using it to develop painkillers, blood pressure medicine, and even cancer treatments. That's right. What once killed people is now saving lives. Some Indonesian labs refine venom right at the farm. They clean it, bottle it, and get it ready for export. This gives farms even more income and jobs for locals. One healthy snake can give venom multiple times a year. That means farms can make steady money without harming the animal. But it only works if done right. Ethical farms make sure snakes are rested, fed well, and checked by vets. It's a balance, profit and care. And in rural Indonesia, this balance is helping families earn more and communities grow stronger. Snake meat might sound strange, but in many parts of Indonesia, it's a celebrated dish. Once seen as taboo, it's now considered a superfood, high in protein, low in fat, and full of minerals like iron and magnesium. Processing the meat happens in certified facilities. Skilled workers use traditional tools and sharp blades to clean and cut the meat. Venom glands and bile are carefully removed, and the meat is vacuum-packed to meet both local and export safety standards. Chefs use recipes passed down for generations. Whether grilled, fried, or added to spicy stews, snake meat is full of flavor. Locals believe it boosts circulation, strengthens joints, and even helps with male health. After the meat is processed, there's one more valuable part left: the skin. And this isn't tossed away. It's transformed into something luxurious. The skin is peeled off carefully to avoid damaging the natural pattern. Then it's cleaned, salted, and treated in tanning facilities. This step preserves the texture and prepares it for global export. Depending on the client, the skin may be dyed in different colors, given a glossy finish, or left natural. Once ready, These exotic leathers are shipped off to fashion brands across Europe, the US, and Japan. Believe it or not, some handbags made from Indonesian python skin sell for over $4,000 each. Brands like Gucci and Hermes turn these skins into belts, wallets, shoes, and even watch straps. For families in rural Indonesia, this isn't just skin, it's income, pride, and a way to keep local craft traditions alive. Snake farming isn't done by machines. It's human work, hands-on, careful, and skilled. Over 175,000 people in Indonesia are involved in this industry. From feeding snakes and collecting venom to tanning skins and packing meat, every step needs trained workers. Many spend years learning how to handle snakes safely or process their skins for export. Even small farmers benefit. In some villages, families raise snakes in backyard setups and sell to bigger buyers. This keeps money circulating locally and helps people stay afloat, especially in remote areas with few job options. And it's not just about cash. It's about building skills, preserving culture, and opening doors for the next generation. But behind the success lies a tough debate. Should we be farming wild animals like snakes? Supporters say it's better than poaching. Farming offers structure, hygiene, and humane treatment. It also reduces pressure on wild populations. But critics warn that if rules are ignored, it could lead to overcrowded farms, suffering snakes, or illegal trade. In the end, it comes down to regulation, responsibility, and respect for nature and people. So what do you think? Could snake farming really be the future of sustainable agriculture? Or is it a risky business built on fear and profit? Comment 1. If you support the industry's cultural and economic impact. Comment 0. If you believe ethics need more attention. Or share your honest opinion. We want to hear it. If you found this story surprising or eye-opening, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell so you never miss an untold story from the farming world. Thanks for watching Oddity Farming.